Welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8, and this is Danganronpa 2, Part 4. I just closed the window to watch OBS, and now I'm going to reopen it again. Everything seems to be fine. Okay. Well, yeah, last time on Dragon Ball Z, Byakuya bit the big one.
Danganronpa.
Don't think of it as losing a Byakuya. Think of it as gaining night vision goggles.
Why?
What is this? Hey! Are you kidding me?
Yeah, appropriate reactions, guys.
What the hell? Yahoo! Thrills, chills, kills! Could it be? That's right! Of course! What is this? Could it be? Why? Phew! What are you gonna do?
A body has been discovered! Now then, after a certain amount of time has passed, the class trial will begin!
Hey, Correct! That's impossible!
That's...
No! Hey! You can't! On my grandfather's...
What is your grandfather's name?
On my grandfather's...
Where's he buried?
On my grandfather's...
That's in the dump at the school, right?
Emergency! This is kind of depressing. You ain't my comedy partner anymore. It hurt so much when you hit me with a charging corkscrew attack.
Okay. That's a lot of blood.
Fine.
Well, at least we got something to eat while we investigate, right?
What is... Oh.
What's going on?
Understand? Please wait!
Now that being said, who did kill him? I mean, the Yakuza guy didn't really like him, but, you know, he wasn't here. Unless he's hiding in the bathroom the whole time. So maybe the Yakuza guy was like hiding in the bathroom and came out and killed Byakuya.
So... I won't forgive you!
Shut up! Shut up!
Ooh,
I mean, it's kind of bad to have it, but you know, we can't just deny reality.
but... No!
I know, but we really don't have a choice.
However...
As long as not everyone fucking votes me. And I don't want the rhythm game to exist anymore.
Yep.
It was a hassle in game 1. Are they ever going to acknowledge why Byakuya was in both games? Or what happened to his metabolism?
There's no mistake.
Also, that point is, what happened to Makoto? Everybody else.
Well... I know! Pointing!
Does he still need a shit?
Man.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll do my best. Yes.
Let me guess. I'm the ultimate detective this time.
Hey.
I mean, he's not alive to care. Besides, I'm pretty sure Byakuya would want us to catch his killer.
I won't believe. I won't believe.
You are right. This is the worst.
Okay.
The Monokuma file!
Okay.
Hey! Hey! I don't like this.
I'm okay with you breaking your bones, man.
Why you?
Kind of reminds me of one of the manga of Bleach. It hasn't been made into an anime yet, but it was about a decade ago, but one of the Quincy's powers was the imagination. And he dispatched Kapachi's lieutenant by turning her bones into cookies. As you can expect, cookies are not strong enough to support the weight of a human being.
Allow me to explain. What?
Okay.
Hey! What's this?
You stupid brother!
Damn it!
over 10 times between the throat and abdominal region. Like this whole... It was like just... It was literally just like, fuck everything about the other side of you. Damn. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, like, you were in the first Danganronpa game. Okay. What's on the table?
Hey, perhaps...
Why would he leave him behind? Now, obviously, the duct tape was used to put the knife there, and they would have had to hide that early on. But here's the question. Did the killer hide the knife? Or did Byakuya hide the knife? As a means of self-defense. Because initially I thought maybe he was the one who used the night vision goggles.
Okay. But... that's not it.
What's going on? Why? This is the worst. This is the worst. Jeez. Got it. Hey.
What? Hi, ultimate lucky student. Why are you next to the control panel? That is next to the night table.
Leave it to me. You better do your best. Do you understand?
It is kind of funny though when you think about it. Like the ultimate lucky student in the first game was us, the main character, and we were the hero. You gotta have an odd change of pace for ultimate lucky student be the one who committed the first killing. Could he have possibly rigged the marked sticks so that he would have to be the one to win?
Impossible! You!
Fine.
Shiver! I won't let you! I can see it!
Let me ask.
What? You! If you flinch, you will die!
Fine.
Like what? We investigated everything. I'm okay with seeing this over and over.
Perhaps.
But I already investigated everything. Oh. Night vision goggles. So more than likely, he saw what was happening, went to go fight the attacker, and got his ass killed. At least it was very courageous of him to try. And it was a good plan, it's just the other person had a different plan.
Hajime. Hey. Thanks. Now then.
It is strange, no?
Perhaps.
I am ashamed!
Hey. Wow. Wow. Yep. Yep. Perhaps. Huh? But. Well. Hajime. No. Hey. That's weird. Hey. Well. Tell you the truth. You're right.
I mean, the food's still there. People can still eat it. You just gotta eat around the Yakuza. He just doesn't get to eat it now.
I see. Yes!
Hey.
Are you serious?
Hey. I see.
I got it!
Yep.
Okay, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this.
Aww. It's a blackout!
Hey, I can't see anything.
It's pitch black! My future is pitch black! Everyone, calm down! We gotta stay calm in a situation like this! Ah! Don't step on my bee!
What the hell? What's going on here? This is...
Ow!
Turn the damn lights on! I can't eat like this, you know!
You guys? Where are you? Wasn't the black perhaps the breaker over? Hold on a sec. I'll...
That only requires great hearing, it requires great memory.
Hey. Yep.
Yahoo!
I'm okay with this. I am perfectly okay with this. A few nibbles on my neck, I'm cool with.
Hey! Hajime. Hey. Maybe... I mean... Well... Hey.
Anyway,
Wait! I see.
well...
What the heck? Hey. That's right.
Well, if there was something wrong with food, Akane should be get sick soon too, right? Like if she's got like really bad diarrhea from that shit, then Akane should too.
Hey. Yep. Now. See?
I already looked at everything.
I see.
Whoa! Actually, by the way, hey,
I won't be fooled.
it's true. So cool!
I see. Now then.
Ugh. Where do I go?
Yep. Hey. Yep. Hey.
Okay, I feel like we're dealing with Olive from the Perfect Apocalypse games.
I see. All right.
Alright,
Hey.
we're trying to get the earring.
What am I doing, you say? Ha! Now that is truly a foolish question.
We're just checking to see if we can get under the floor from here.
Under the floor? What?
Who said it was futile? Who decided it was impossible? How did you know I cannot recover my earring?
If it is possible to get under the floor, it'll change our understanding of the murder, I think. So I thought...
I see. See? Hey.
Yep,
But how would he know he'd be there?
What? Wow.
so... Well... Huh?
Huh?
Yep.
Huh.
Hey.
What are you saying? you.
What's wrong? See? Hey.
I see. I'm glad.
Aha! I have not unleashed even half of my power yet.
Let me be clear with you. One, if you're not the killer, you need to help us figure out who the killer is. Because if they get away with it, the rest of us die.
Huh? Shut up! Jeez. Don't fuck with me! All right. Hey. Hey!
Did you call me?
Hey.
What's this? What?
Naruto will be put to shame!
Well,
This is troubling. Loose! I'll leave the rest to you.
jeez. You're right.
How do you have all these books here?
That's weird. Hajime. This is... Hey. But... Hey. Nope.
We all would have panicked.
Yep. Hey. Sorry. Hey. Bye now.
Oh. Are you taking your shit? Bye.
Huh? Oh!
What?
Shit! Sheesh! Oh! Fool! So what I mean is...
This killer was probably hiding inside the bathroom. So they're missing Skewer.
Hey! Hey.
Okay.
Alrighty, guys, it's finally time. That's right, it's time for the long-awaited class trial. Now then, I shall tell you all the meeting place. At the central island of Jabberwock Island, there is a mountain with my adorable face carved into it. That, my friends, is Monokuma Rock. Once you're there, please proceed to the underground by taking the elevator located at the secret entrance. I'll see you soon!
Let me teleport!
Are you kidding me?
No way. You are right.
I got it!
No way! Don't fuck with me!
Hey, come on! Hey!
Huh?
You. Do you understand?
Wait!
What happened, Sid? Now then, let us be.
Did you make a Gandalf reference? I think Lord of the Rings is out when this game came out.
Well now. Whoa! What's this? What? You masochistic mascot! Special bleeding service! See ya later!
Huh? What's going on?
What?
Hey! No way!
Stupid!
Yep.
gum! Ta-da!
Why, you... Don't fuck with me!
Do I even have it? Bitch.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right
Why
to
is she
leave
tied
this
up?
island.
Such a cruel rule.
Before we begin, I'd like to confirm one thing. Is there really a killer among us?
Most definitely! There's no doubt that the blackened is lurking among you! Such a sad state of affairs, isn't it? By the way, this class trial is gonna be 100% fair! I'm the type who hates favoritism and prejudice. Well, not as much as I hate Monami, of course!
You hate me that much?
Now, let's begin!
You're telling us to begin, but what are we supposed to do?
No complaining, let's just settle this with our fists.
How does that work?
Were you even listening to the rules? Didn't that Byakuya bastard get killed in the dining hall, huh? Then everyone there is a fucking suspect.
Yeah, what you're really trying to say is that you're not the killer, right?
No shit. You guys went off on your own and started killing each other. This has nothing to do with me.
Huh? What does that mean?
Anyway, why don't we try talking about the most pressing issue on our minds?
The most pressing issue on our minds?
Where we found the body. It's very strange to find a body underneath a table.
Then, let's start with that mystery.
Okay.
Why was Byakuya's body in a place like that?
His body was underneath the table at the very back of the dining hall.
After the killer murdered Byakuya, they probably moved the body there. No, that's wrong!
No, I don't think the killer moved the body.
Huh? Why? Try to remember what the body looked like when we found it under the table. Though there was a lot of blood everywhere, there was no sign the killer actually dragged the body through it.
So that's why you think it's impossible that the killer moved the body.
He's also really big.
I get your point.
And here I thought I had a genius idea.
Too bad you're so stupid and boring and unpopular. Your life is meaningless.
I respond better to praise, you know.
But if the killer didn't move the body, why was it under the table?
Byakuya was probably killed under the table.
What? You think he was killed under the table?
So Byakuya snuck under the table for reasons unknown, and that's when he was killed. Then, shortly thereafter, we found his body under the table.
That does make sense, but why did he go under the table?
Obviously, he was hiding so he could surprise us. That dude was always a big jokester.
The hell he was? You seriously couldn't tell what kind of person he was?
Maybe he panicked during the blackout and dove under the table.
It's a blackout, not an earthquake. Just because the power went out doesn't mean you dive under the table.
The reason why is probably connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, don't you think? I can prove it with this!
It probably has something to do with the knife we found under the table.
Knife? Oh, you mean that thing that obviously screams, I am the murder weapon!
Byakuya probably noticed the knife was hidden there. So in order to get it, he moved under the table.
He was particularly sensitive to the presence of dangerous items, so I cannot deny that possibility. But how did he notice that there was a knife under the table?
If he knew beforehand, he probably would have done something about it before the blackout, right?
Then, instead of knowing about it beforehand, maybe he saw it right at that moment. Like, for example...
Are you telling me that somebody planted a knife with glowing tape, knowing that Byakuya had night vision goggles, so that when we turn off the power, they would then be able to see, and Byakuya like, oh, what's that glowing knife thing? And he'd go to get it, and because of that, he'd be able to be stabbed through the floorboards with the missing skewer.
No, that's not possible.
What? You seem rather confident about that.
Of course. I have proof to back me up.
This is almost like a real trial!
I'm sure Byakuya ducked under the table during the blackout.
That sounds correct. If that's the case... During the blackout, Mr. Ham Hands must have seen the killer take the knife.
But it was super pitch black! It was so dark I couldn't see my food! Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either.
No, that's wrong! No, Byakuya was probably the only one who was able to see in the dark.
Why do you say that?
He was using those night vision goggles we found under the table. He could have seen what was happening.
So, are you saying Byakuya was the one who used those night vision goggles?
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Your reasoning is out of focus.
What? Why am I on the other side of this?
Wrong. It should be the other way around.
Other way around?
Seriously? The killer used those night vision goggles, not Byakuya.
Yes. What? It sounds like a rhythm game. It at least sounds like a different rhythm game than Danganronpa 1. Okay.
If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
What am I supposed to be doing?
Damn it! If you just use common sense, the killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
I can't back down!
Tapping A.
If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
Where's your proof that the killer used them?
Because if they used night, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, that's so those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
Damn it!
If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
I can't back down!
Where's your proof that the killer used them?
Because if they used night vision goggles, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, that's what so those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene. Because if they used night, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, that's so those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene. Because if they use night vision goggles, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, that's what so those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
Allow me to cut through those words!
Odd. It's at least better than the rhythm game that we had in the other game.
Byakuya was definitely the one who brought those night vision goggles.
Definitely? But why?
Inside the Duralumin case Byakuya had with him during the party, he found a smaller case for storing the night vision goggles.
Which means we can assume that the night vision goggles were kept inside that Duralumin case as well. Woohoo! I said assume! Ibuki never uses such clever language.
Plus, Byakuya was the only one who could have taken the night vision goggles out of the case, since he was carrying it around before the blackout in the first place.
I see. When you put it like that, it makes sense.
Then, was that knife inside the case too? If there were night vision goggles inside, it wouldn't be weird for a knife to be in there too.
It would be weird.
I am weird, aren't I? At times like this, I'd rather be fantasizing about tonight's main dish.
Ew! You totally mean that in a perverted way.
At least he was kind of subtle about it.
I see! There was duct tape left under the table where the body was found. Huh? Duct tape? They probably hid the knife by duct taping it to the underside of the table.
Oh, so that's why we found duct tape there.
Though Byakuya was thorough, even he couldn't have noticed a weapon taped to the underside of the table.
This may be off topic, but why was Byakuya acting so paranoid? Not only did he bring a self-defense kit, but he had night vision goggles inside the case.
That's true. He went above and beyond being a little cautious.
Now that you mention it, that applies to the dangerous items he confiscated as well. It's one thing to be a little cautious, but performing a body check is a bit much.
He probably knew.
Are you saying he predicted the murder? Could it be? Was he also in possession of the all-seeing eye?
You think so too, right, Hajime?
I can prove it with this! Everyone, can you please take a look at this?
The hell is this?
Hajime and I found this in Byakuya's cottage.
It looks like a threatening letter someone sent for him.
So, who's the someone?
Nobody besides Monokuma would write such a dumb, threatening letter like that.
Wasn't me!
Are you sure?
The only lies I tell are friendly lies!
I don't...
Those are still lies! It doesn't matter who wrote it yet. So, Byakuya became paranoid because of this threatening letter?
He probably decided to throw a party because of the letter.
What do you mean?
By gathering everyone in one place, he tried to create a situation where everyone could keep tabs on each other. In doing so, he tried to put the writer of the letter in a situation where they couldn't act.
But the letter might have been just a little prank.
As long as he was determined not to let any of us die, he couldn't take that risk. His strong sense of responsibility made him believe the letter was legitimate.
He should have told us he received a threatening letter.
If he had, we would have panicked. Byakuya probably knew that too.
So, he tried to do something about it without telling anyone? See. Strong sense of responsibility as our leader was his undoing.
Screw that noise! Who the hell wrote that letter?
Well, obviously, the killer.
Enough already! Show yourself, you coward!
If they were willing to come forward, they never would have committed a murder in the first place. Pardon me. Can I say something, please?
What is it, Miss Sonia?
I regret that I must return to this topic, but I just realized something concerning the night vision goggles. If Byakuya was indeed wearing those goggles, how did the killer manage to navigate in the dark?
You're right. They wouldn't have been able to see anything without the night vision goggles. But if the murderer had the goggles when they took the knife, then how did Byakuya see them?
Even if the knife bore some sort of mark, it would have been difficult to see it in that dark.
glowing paint was the mark. With that, you'd be able to get the knife even in the dark. In actuality, the knife we found under the table and the duct tape stuck to the underside of the table were both marked with glowing paint, right?
Does that mean the killer painted them in advance? But painting them with glowing paint? It's as if they knew the blackout was going to happen.
They had to have already known. That's why they used the glowing paint as a mark.
Which means whoever set up the blackout is the killer.
That seals it. The killer is whoever was in the office with the circuit breaker. Which means it was you, Peko Pekoyama!
Peko killed poor Byakuya? Was this island not big enough for 2 glasses wearers?
I'm not the killer.
Oh, I guess she's not.
How can you believe her so easily?
But with Peko's height, I don't think she'd be able to reach the circuit breaker.
I mean, none of us are 10 feet tall.
I don't care about a technicality like that. Peko's the one who tripped the breaker and caused the blackout. Since Peko... She could have caused the blackout at any time!
That's impossible. Huh? Why is it impossible? Because I was not in the office. Not even before the blackout.
What happened to your guard duty?
Sorry. Oh, you weren't in the office? That's clearly a desperate excuse.
Since Peko was in the office, she could have caused the...
That's impossible. Huh? Why is it impossible? Because I was not in the office, not even before the blackout.
I agree with that.
No, I think Peko is telling the truth.
Don't tell me you're crushing on Peko.
Technically, I'm crushing on all of the girls. But beyond that.
It's nothing like that at all. Nekomaru's account is actually Peko's alibi.
It's true. Someone was occupying the bathroom for a long time shortly after the party started, and it was finally freed up after Byakuya's body was discovered.
Then the person who was in the bathroom that whole time was actually...
Everyone else besides Peko was in the dining hall after the party started.
I see. So there's no way anybody else could have locked themselves in the bathroom except Peko.
So then why didn't she answer when we knocked?
I guess that would be... true.
You locked yourself in the commode? You should have said so earlier!
There's no way she'd actually say that. Gosh, you're so insensitive.
Why not? Why would she be embarrassed? We all pooped.
If she locked herself in the bathroom for that long, there's no doubt. It's shit.
We all pooped!
Oh, there's no way she'd admit it. There's no way she'd admit she was taking a shit.
Why? Well, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Everybody poops.
Hey, weren't you guys taught any basic manners? Or were you raised in a locker room?
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Don't worry, the smell wasn't that strong. I used the bathroom right after you, see?
I said it's fine. But still, you were in the bathroom for a really long time. Did you get food poisoning or something?
As soon as I stepped into the office, I felt this sudden rush of pain in my stomach. Because of that, I was unable to leave the bathroom, including when the blackout occurred.
Hey, how did it feel to do your business in the dark? Did you get excited?
Dude, that is inappropriate.
Seriously, stop it. But still, your stomach pain. Was that really just a coincidence?
Hey, what's the deal? Don't butt into other people's business, especially if you didn't do any investigating.
But what would have caused it?
I'm only butting in because you fucking idiots are out of your element.
Stop this childish nonsense.
What I mean is it possible someone slipped her some laxatives?
Laxatives?
If so, the killer could have tripped the breaker as soon as that girl left the office, don't you think?
I see. That must...
But how would we know? We don't even... What? I mean, here's the thing. But wouldn't Akane have had a horrible diarrhea?
Did you eat anything weird?
I don't remember eating anything weird.
Now that you mention it... You brought food to the office, right?
Just a little bit from the dining hall.
But Akane ate a shit ton of
There
it.
might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
Taro cooked the food. How suspicious!
I wouldn't do anything like that! Laxatives would ruin the taste!
Would they?
Did you eat anything weird?
I don't remember eating... Now that you brought food to the office...
Just a little bit from the dining hall.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
No, that's wrong! No, it's impossible that laxatives were slipped into the food in the dining hall, because Pekka wasn't the only one who ate that food. Akane ate some of it too.
Some is an understatement.
If the food had laxatives in it, I'm pretty sure Akane would have had stomach issues as well.
I feel totally fine.
Like I said, the dishes are innocent. Don't go making weird accusations.
I apologize for causing a scene.
Fuyuhiko should apologize, not you. He's the one who made the laxative accusation.
What the fuck did you say, bitch?
Cease this bickering. Let's just dismiss Pekko's stomachache as a coincidence and go back to discussing the blackout. Yeah. We already know that, you trashy skank. You don't have to tell us. Trashy skank? Who tripped the breaker and how did they do it? If you can't answer that, I'm gonna bop you on the head. Did they throw a stone and hit it?
Maybe they used a remote control?
They probably messed with the breaker.
It does not have to be the breaker. They may have tampered with the power supply and transmitters.
Crap!
What? I'm right.
Who tripped the breaker and how did they do it? If you can't answer that, did they throw a...
Maybe they used a remote...
Probably. It does not have to be.
They may have tampered with the power supply.
Or maybe they caused a power surge?
I bet it's really Monokuma's fault.
By the way, I'm not a trashy skank. Who tripped the breaker and how did... If you can't answer that, did they throw a...
Maybe they used a remote...
Probably best.
It does not have to be the breaker. They may have tampered with the power supply.
Or maybe they caused a power surge?
I agree with that!
It's just as Mahiru said. The blackout was caused by a power surge. Of course, that's not a coincidence. Someone caused it intentionally. Which is why those 3 irons were arranged to cause the blackout.
when you found them right after the blackout, the irons were still on, right?
So by leaving those irons on in the storage room, they deliberately caused a power surge.
Yeah, it seems that's how the killer caused the blackout.
Stupid fool!
What? Why do you...
Hold on a second, let me speak too!
Okay.
What the heck?
You say the irons in the storage room were used to trigger the blackout? That's inexcusable!
I don't understand. Why do you care?
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage? Then that means everyone when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
I can't back down!
Damn it! Give me a chance!
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage? Then that means everyone who was in the dot when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
No, just because people were in the dining hall doesn't mean they're not a suspect.
But the people in the dining hall weren't able to cause... If the irons... Then the killer had to go to the storage room before and turn on the iron! Now do you intend to take back what you said? But the people in the dining hall...
How am I wrong?
Then the killer had to go to the storage
Why are
room
you
and turn
doing
on the
this?
iron.
This doesn't make any sense.
Damn it!
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
No, just because people were in the dining hall doesn't mean they're not a suspect.
But the people in the dining hall weren't able to cause the blackout. If the
Allow me to cut through those words! The irons are just one reason the blackout occurred, but they weren't the direct trigger. The direct trigger was when the air conditioners in the dining hall and office clicked on.
The air conditioners!
The timers for both air conditioners were set to 11:30 p.m.
11:30 p.m. Mr. Ham Hands died around that time too!
I see. When the timers activated the air conditioners, the breaker was tripped and caused a blackout. I see. I understand. Indubitably.
Indubitably?
They probably checked the old building's energy usage in advance and used the irons to nearly max it out. So once they set the air conditioner's timers, they just had to wait until they started up on their own.
If so, even if Pekka was in the office, it still would have been possible to cause a blackout, indubitably.
Indubitably?
Regarding the energy usage, they probably asked Monokuma about it.
Dun dun dun!
Is she right? Such a hateful bear! You deserve to die 1,000 deaths!
1,000, you say? If I died that many times, I might really stay dead, you know?
Shut up! You guys just stay quiet!
I couldn't have prevented the blackout even if I was in the office. Even so, I feel regret. If I was in the office, I could have reset the breaker in time. And maybe the murder wouldn't have occurred.
No, the breaker in the office was built into a high area of the wall that's impossible to reach. Resetting the breaker in that darkness would have been impossible, no matter what.
Sounds like you don't need to blame yourself.
Even so, the killer is so sly. I'm starting to worry we may never actually find them.
It's alright. You don't have to worry, because they're just a petty killer, right? They can't defeat symbols of hope like you guys. There's no way everybody will lose now. This little incident will just be a stepping stone for you all.
Why did you make it sound...
In the end, hope always wins. That's what I believe.
Why do you sound like this is sarcasm?
Nagito? What happened to you?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, You have been saying this whole time that there's no way a killer could be among us.
Oh, is that so? Well, let's just put that minor detail aside for now and talk about the incident. For now, we found out how the blackout occurred. But the question is, who caused it, right? Anybody could have hid and set the timers for the air conditioners.
Are you actually Makoto?
Setting up the irons in the storage room could have been done before Byakuya set foot in the
your hair's
old
lighter, but
building.
maybe you went Super Saiyan since then.
What a shame. Any one of us is capable of that.
What are you implying?
He's just saying, after all this time, we still haven't made any progress. Huh? Even though we have been arguing for so long?
Fortunately, it's the truth. Despite the fact that we've discussed this at length, there's not even one clue that leads to the killer. But that might be because there's no way any of us could be a killer.
You're changing your story again?
Anyway, I have an idea about what we all should do at this point. Has anyone thought about our situation like this? Instead of surviving by doubting others, isn't it better to get killed for believing in others?
Dude? What the fuck is this? What is happening?
Doesn't that mean... Are you saying we should all just give up and die?
Nagito, there's definitely something wrong with you.
You guys only think there's something wrong with me because there's something wrong with you. Suspecting each other like this. There's no way that's healthy behavior. Let's stop this already. We don't have to find out who the killer is. I can't stand this anymore. I don't want to do this to my friends.
What the fuck
I
is
don't wanna do this
happening?
Me too! Please, take me home already!
Monokuma seems to be enjoying this.
Candy! Stop it.
If everyone calm down.
We're all friends, aren't we? There's no way one friend would murder another.
Then why did Byakuya die?
Who cares? Let's just give up already. There are no clues that lead to the killer anyway. Not a single one.
That's wrong. I think.
Did you say something?
We've already found a clue that might point to who the killer is.
So... why does Najito have to be the killer?
You know who the killer...
The killer? I don't know. But we do...
I see.
Why does Najito Kamiyato have to be the killer?
What's this clue you're talking about?
First of all, let's try thinking about how the killer was able to obtain the knife during the blackout.
Didn't we already cover that? They used glowing paint as a mark.
No, not that. I mean before that.
Let's try examining the situation. My hero's diagram might be useful here.
The diagram of where everyone was standing before the blackout, right? Here it is.
What do you mean?
Here! The killer must have used the desk lamp to move to that table in the dark.
The desk lamp? I hope you don't mean they turned on a light or something.
There was a blackout. There's no way the killer...
I can prove it with this! They didn't turn the desk lamp on. They used its power cord.
Power cord?
They could have felt their way to that table using the power cord, right? By doing that, the killer was able to move to the table, then use the glowing paint to find the knife.
And there's only one person here who could have done that.
Come on, really? For fuck's sakes, I wanted to trust you, man.
You're the only one! Nagito, it was you, wasn't it?
Me?
Judging from everyone's positions before the blackout, the only person near the power cord was you.
Which means the only one who could have felt their way to the table using the power cord was Nagito!
That's just a coincidence.
But still, you had a chance, right? A chance to hide the knife under the table?
I see! Nagito, weren't you cleaning the dining hall all morning? If so, you would have had a chance to hide the knife.
That's...
If you factor in the power cord and the time you spent cleaning, you're the only one who could have done it.
Seriously! That's all just a coincidence!
If it was just one coincidence...
Honestly, I would still kind of have some trust in you. If it wasn't for the weird turn your conversation took earlier, where you were trying to derail everything.
I wonder... Could it be? Did you give yourself cleaning duty on purpose so you could hide the knife under the table?
Now that you mention it, Nagito did prepare the drawing to pick who cleaned the dining hall.
You rigged the drawing, didn't you? That's how you got picked to clean the dining hall, isn't it? I don't know if you're the killer or not, but regardless, it proves that you're suspicious, right?
If that's the case, that strange speech you made earlier, that was part of your plan too.
You got us to lower our guard and tried to hide the fact that you did it, didn't you, you motherfucker?
Okay, your anger here, if you equal, is very well placed.
Well, just admit it already!
Nagito, tell me you object to this. Frankly, I don't want to believe it either. We investigated together. You were so kind. I can't believe you're the one who killed Byakuya. Nagito, say something!
Just don't make me play a rhythm game. What is this?
The ultimates of working together to combat the despair of their friend's death! How wonderful! How beautiful it is!
Huh?
Why? Why are your eyes like this?
Let's cut to the chase. You're correct. It was my doing all along. I'm the one who hid the knife under the table before the party started.
Well, I'll say this. As much as I thought the comic thing was very artistic and I really thought it was cool, I'm glad I don't have to try to arrange things anymore. But most of all, apparently they introduced like multiple new rhythm games to this one, but at least all of them combined aren't as painful as the one that was in the first game.
I'm the one who used the power cord to find my way to the table in the dark. And of course, I'm the one who caused the blackout. After all, there's no way I'd knowingly whip out a knife in front of everyone, right?
Is it just me, or does he seem a little nuts right now?
Little, I feel it's not the appropriate. Lotta. Does he seem a lot of nuts right
But
now?
I never expected Byakuya to have night vision goggles. Because of that, we had ourselves a little scuffle under the table. And you all saw how that played out. With the twist ending like this, I think we can all agree this ended up being a very interesting mystery. Byakuya performed admirably. Just stop it already! Seriously! What the hell happened to you?
Don't tell me. Is this your true nature? Were you lying to us this entire time?
Me? Lie? That's outrageous! There's no way someone like me could ever lie to you guys. I understand better than anyone else that I'm ultimately worthless. I'm too arrogant to have dreams or cling to hope. Too disdainful to actually try at anything. I've made peace with the fact that I'm a lowly, stupid, insignificant human who can't do anything right.
Holy crap! He's totally the type of guy who spent his childhood killing neighborhood pets!
I hope not.
He seems like the sort of person whose eyes light up while watching Friday the 13th. Just like me.
Okay.
That's quite the hobby you have there. But, like, now's not really the time to bring it up.
Hey, Nagito! If you were behind all of this...
Yep, I sure did. There's nobody else on this island whose handwriting is that painful to look at, right?
Dude?
But why would you send a threatening letter in the first place?
I think somewhere deep in my heart, I was probably hoping to find someone who, well, I bet if that really was my reason, at least some of you would feel sorry for me.
Are you making fun of us?
By threatening Byakuya, Nagito was likely able to manipulate his actions. In doing so, Nagito was able to manipulate everyone to the scene where the murder would occur. Am I wrong?
It reminds me. Nagito was the one who suggested I guard the office.
Oh, I get it. If Pekka was guarding the storage room, Nagito wouldn't have been able to use the irons.
The threatening letter, along with all your suggestions, was all a trap to manipulate us.
Yep, that's true too.
This just feels unnatural.
Wrong about one thing. I didn't need to rig the drawing for cleaning duty, you know?
If that's true, then how did you conveniently get picked for cleaning duty?
I see. Well, there's no way I'd expect you to remember it. A worthless talent for a worthless human. I see!
You're the ultimate lucky student. Then, did you?
That's right. I just trusted my luck. I trusted I'd be picked for cleaning duty.
You just relied on your luck?
It's not just luck. It's true my talent sucks, but I'm still the ultimate lucky student, you know? At the time, Hajime said I wasn't lucky, but it was actually the opposite. I was lucky. That's why I got picked for cleaning duty, just like I wanted.
This just doesn't seem natural. Are you being possessed by the ghost of Junko?
Enough. I don't care about that anymore. More importantly, why did you kill Byakuya? Answer me!
Byakuya was a very capable leader. For someone like him to get killed, the despair it brings. It's only fitting that you symbols of hope should use his death as a stepping stone to shine even brighter.
By the way, I feel like that thing at the center island is a bomb, and Monokuma just waiting for Byakuya to be dead to announce it. Because he knows if he announced it early on, Byakuya would still really unite everybody. It would have gone.
That was my only motivation.
You're not making any sense!
Fine, let's start the damn vote already. I'm ready to fucking kill this site.
That sounds very sincere. I still had some, thoughts that maybe you had been hiding underneath the floorboards and poked Byakuya with a stick.
Please! Monokuma! Please, wait!
Huh?
fuck?
Is
What are you saying? He's already confessed, hasn't he?
I already know that, but...
If it's only a little, then keep your mouth shut. Your ugly face is stressing me out. It makes me want to puke.
For now?
But we know.
Simply listening is acceptable. However, I won't allow this to end with mere play. Now then, let us lift the curtain for our bloody spectacle.
But I have it set to gentle. So I want to actually enjoy the story. Yeah, he was stabbed with a skewer. But why is he talking like this?
I think it's strange that...
The killer is so obviously Nagito!
He has already confessed.
You know...
That bastard Nagito is the one who did it. He killed Byakuya with a knife he threw. No, that's wrong.
That knife might not be the murder weapon. That's what you wanted to say, right, Mikon?
What the hell are you talking about? It's obvious the knife was the murder weapon.
But based on the entry wounds on Byakuya's body, the actual weapon should be roughly 5 millimeters in diameter.
5 millimeters in diameter? That's like way skinnier than a knife!
Hey, that better be true. If you screwed up, I'll sell your fucking ass to a whorehouse.
That's not appropriate in any way.
Not a whorehouse!
No one's gonna let him do that.
Hey, why are you threatening her?
Is this what you're trying to say, Mikon? As long as we can't prove that the knife is the murder weapon, we can't assume that I'm the killer.
What are you saying? No one else can be the killer. It has to be you.
Hey, don't blame me. Mikon's the one who said it.
Sorry!
No, I'm glad you said it.
Hey, Nagito. Are you still hiding something?
Hiding?
Like, during the blackout, did something happen between you and Byakuya that we don't know about?
Who knows?
After all this, what else do you intend to hide?
Jeez, the moment your back's against the wall, you get all silent. You piss me off.
What happened during the blackout? If you cross your eyes like this, it gives you double vision.
Technically, yes, but no.
Don't get distracted. Our lives are at stake, you know?
Huh? Whose life is at stake?
Seriously, how long is it gonna take for you to understand the damn rules? Nobody can see in the dark, no matter how hard you think about it. The truth is beyond your sight. Don't you think that's a pretty clever metaphor? Despite the fact that it came from me?
No, that's not it.
Not it? What's not it?
What? Were you lying about this? Damn it! Maybe?
Crap!
Well, she has super hearing.
I can prove it with this! Even if we couldn't see what happened in the dark, I'm pretty sure someone could have heard it. Isn't that right, Ibuki?
Oh, real?
You were the one who told me, remember?
Everyone? Ah!
What the hell?
Ow!
Turn the damn lights on! I can't eat like this, you know!
You guys? Where are you?
Oh, perhaps the breaker overloaded?
Hold on a sec. I'll go along.
Such perceptive hearing. Impressive. I'd expect no less from the ultimate musician.
It's a good thing your ears are awesome because your face, style, figure, and personality totally suck.
I disagree with all of that.
You've cut me deep with your knife of truth!
However, after hearing...
What the hell? What's going? This is.
Ow!
It almost sounds like... Byakuya fought back against Nagito.
Well, that's actually what happened. As a sign of respect for Ibuki's talent, I have a small confession to make. I was actually shoved out from under the table by Byakuya.
He shoved you out?
Just as the blackout occurred, I hurried to duck under the table and grab the knife. But Byakuya, wearing his night vision goggles, caught me and shoved me right out from under the table. That's right. I'm so incompetent that I couldn't even grab the knife. What the hell? What's this? This is.
Ow!
After getting shoved out from under the table, I was just as confused as you guys. I lost sight of the glowing paint. I didn't even know where the power cord was. Before I realized it, the lights had come back on, and Byakuya's body was lying under the table.
Hold on! Are you saying you're not the killer?
From the very beginning, the idea to throw a party, hiding the knife, setting up the blackout, it was all going according to plan. But unfortunately, my plan failed. And all thanks to Byakuya's night vision goggles. What happened after that? Even I don't know.
You failed? Then you're not the one who killed Byakuya?
And we're right back to square one!
How can that be? We spent all this time talking back and forth!
What other word is brimming with so much despair? But you can't give up. You need to have hope. Do your best and move forward. Rising to the challenge again and again is why you guys are the symbols of hope.
Seriously, did Monokuma do something to you? What?
Well now.
What? I don't think you have it.
Now then, what are you gonna do?
I kind of feel it's probably either the gangster guy or maybe, I mean, Maybe it's the chef. Maybe Chef Boyardee is the killer.
And of course,
You're so evil!
Okay. Okay.
Hey, mon ami! And my heart is throbbing like crazy right now!
Okay.
The group's leader, Byakuya, got killed! And his killer is among this group of students?
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna believe it! I'll never believe it! 'Cause I believe in everyone! So do your best! And don't forget to save regularly!
Well, what now? If the knife isn't the murder weapon, there's no definitive proof that I'm the killer.
Shut up! We'll be the judge of that.
You say you were shoved away, but you can't actually prove it, right?
That's right. Even if a different weapon was used, it does not mean Nagito has been cleared of suspicion.
But there's another reason why I don't think Nagito is the killer.
There's still more?
Based on what we've discussed, is there something wrong with him? Well, even if that's true, I feel Nagito looks, clean.
Nobody's ever complimented me on my appearance before. Not even my own mother.
Dude, you need hugs. You need all of the hugs.
I'm not talking about your looks.
I see! Are you trying to say something like, why didn't Nagito have any bloodstains on him?
Yes! Because under the table, there was a lot of blood splattered everywhere, right? There were even bloodstains on the inside of the tablecloth. If he stabbed Byakuya to death, it's strange he did not get splattered with an appropriate amount of blood.
I didn't get any blood on me? That is weird.
You just used something to block the blood, didn't you?
Something that might have been used to block the blood splatter. What do you think it could have been? I guess we did see something I could have used. Isn't that right, Hajime?
I can prove it with this! You're talking about the bloodstained tablecloth we found in the storage room, right?
If there are bloodstains on it, that settles it. Nagito used the tablecloth to block the blood
Why
splatter.
do people's heads headbang?
But that was found in the storage room, right? Are you suggesting he hid it there after the murder?
You mean after the lights came back on? What would he have done if we'd seen him?
That's true. The tablecloth was pretty big. So even if you tried to hide it and take it with you,
Wearing a tablecloth, going under the table, getting a knife in a blackout, and stabbing someone. That's not just impossible for someone like me. Wouldn't it also be impossible for you guys too?
then what does it mean?
Maybe the killer didn't necessarily stab Byakuya under the table.
No, there's no mistake.
Even the inside of the tablecloth was bloody. But that doesn't mean where Byakuya got stabbed and where the killer did the stabbing are the same, right? I don't understand at all!
Huh? Hajime? Look.
Really? But it sounds like a riddle. I feel like I'm onto something, but it's still not clear what...
Under the table, but not under the table. If it's somehow possible, it's the only way that makes sense. Moving forward, we should put aside all unnecessary preconceptions and just choose the answer.
Okay. Okay. Not really. What the fuck? No. 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 There is no fucking way I am going to... There's like gaps in the floorboard. But that's not... You know, I don't see any way that's spelled out there. So... Internet powers activate. Because, I mean, the rules for doing this shit is already so fucking complicated that I feel like I just want to turn the game off and go to sleep. Under the floor. Okay. I'm supposed to be trying to spell out under the floor. There's no way I would ever... Okay, so I need a letter U? Wait. How do I... But what is happening? What am I doing wrong? Restart? trying. Why won't this button work? Not what I was trying to do! This is insane. What is happening? Time? What?
This is my hour. We will never give up.
What the fuck? It's not what I... You're asking too fucking much of me! It's 4. Give me time! Dear God! Let me have the letter! You're doing too much! Oh my God!
I got it! Got it! The killer must have stabbed Byakuya from under the floorboards.
Under the floorboards?
The floorboards in the old building are full of gaps, and there was no carpet laid out under the table. If they stuck the weapon through one of the gaps, they could have stabbed Byakuya to death.
If so, that means the killer was able to get under the floorboards. Where? How?
I don't know that yet, but I have a feeling there's someone here who does know.
You seem pretty angry about this, Gundam.
You're the only one! Hey, Gundam, you dropped your earring in the dining hall, right?
Are you referring to the Hellhound earring?
About that earring.
I said, are you referring...
About that Hellhound earring. You dropped it beneath the floorboard, right?
Just a bit longer and I would have reduced everything, including that old building, to ashes. However, it's just as the old legend said. The Hellhound earring has returned to its owner, to me!
Is it safe to say that that earring is the one hanging from your right ear? Huh? Could it be? Gundam wasn't wearing an earring during the investigation. And if he had it on by the time the class trial began, then that means Gundam was able to retrieve his earring from beneath the floorboards during the investigation.
So, Gundam knows how to get under the floorboards.
It's understandable. After all, you fools only view the world through eyes of glass. But I am different. With the power of my 4 Dark Devas of Destruction, it is of no concern. True, this is the evil 4th eye. Before the might of the evil 4th eye, all visual chaos is rendered asunder.
What should I do? I'm embarrassed just listening to him.
I feel the same, yes.
Oh! Man, I can speak more clearly!
Little hamster's big adventures, Hamtaro.
Fine, I shall tell you all. The answer was in the storage room. One of my 4 Dark Devas of Destruction, Mirage Golden Hawk, Jumpy, has seen beyond the chaos. A secret passage of doom leading to the underground lurks beneath a large assortment of random boxes. After securing a lighter from the supermarket, I threw caution to the wind and ventured below the floorboards. And as a result of that loathsome battle, I was able to recover the Hellhound earring with my own 2 hands.
There he goes blabbing about power and crap. You're ridiculous. You're just a breeder, you know.
Anyway, it sounds like you can go under the floorboards from the storage room.
And that has to be how the killer did it. If the space beneath the floor is empty, it's not that far to move from the storage room to the dining hall.
I see. If they pass through the storage room, I understand why the tablecloth was put there.
The killer lurked under the floorboards during the party, and from there, stab, stab, stab!
Are you sure?
You don't like stab, stab, stab? Should it sound more fleshy, like...
I'm not talking about your sound effects. You're saying they snuck under the floorboards, but that means they would have had to leave the party, right? So, was there anyone who was able to do that?
Then whoever wasn't at the party is the killer. They must be the one who was waiting under the floorboards.
Who wasn't at the party again?
I didn't participate, but I was guarding the entrance, remember? Monomi over there can be my witness, right?
Yes, this Monomi over here is your witness.
I believe there's no need to discuss this matter further, but I was unable to leave the bathroom.
I was in the kitchen for a long time, but I frequently went to the dining hall to deliver my dishes.
The only Judging from the photo I took,
it obviously has to be him.
Yay! It's decided!
What the fuck are you saying? I'm not the killer!
Oh, really? What happened to the tough guy who was saying stuff like,
I can do it. Don't mess with me! I'll fucking kill you!
see?
Probably not something you should say at a murder trial. Like, we want to accuse you of murder. Like, don't accuse me of murder, I'll kill you. Like, I don't think that supports you, man.
Yep, that's right. Things are starting to get exciting.
Babe, babe, babe.
During the party, the killer was lurking under the floor like a cockroach.
And they could have stared at panties all day. Without going to the storage room in the dark.
Is that true, Fuyuhiko?
Don't act like I'm the fucking killer!
But when the party started, nobody saw you, you know? That means you have no alibi.
The culprit is self-evident.
Get it!
During the party, the killer was lurking under the...
And you could have stared at without going to the store. Is that true?
Don't act like I'm the fucking killer!
But when the party started, nobody saw you, you know? That means you have no alibi.
How am I wrong?
No, that's wrong!
No, Fuyuhiko definitely has an alibi. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
Oh, you're right. saw Fuyuhiko after the party started. There's no way he could have been waiting under the floor before then.
You should have said that earlier, dumbass.
It's still your fault. Like, why were you even lurking around the old building in the first place?
Shut up! Maybe there really is a secret passage to go under the floorboards from outside. I came to spy. What'd you say, motherfucker? Oh, no!
Wow, he got chewed out, but he looks super happy.
Regardless, it's impossible to go under the floorboards from outside. Chiaki and I already confirmed that.
Then someone definitely went under the floorboards through the storage room during the party.
I mean, the kitchen is right next to the storage room. Could be Teru.
During the party.
I mean, he would have had access to the missing skewer.
Probably during the Well, if someone disappeared during the blackout, no one would have noticed.
But walking down that dark hallway to the storage room is like trying to make Eggs Benedict without any eggs.
You're right. I couldn't even see the office in that darkness, and that room was much closer.
But is it really impossible? It might be better if we examine that possibility.
It was super dark, you know? There's no way you'd be able to find your way to the storage.
It appears we're getting close to the final stage. The blackened or the spotless? Which is superior? I think it's time to settle this.
You need a nap, Najito. Like, are you going through Red Bull deprivation or something, man?
The hallway was really dark during the blackout. Moving to the storage room like that, it's like making a seafood bowl without fish.
Is it really not possible?
What if they used a string like the cord?
Maybe there was another pair of night vision goggles?
What a pain. I'm gonna go with my gut. What if they used a light?
It definitely sounds impossible.
The hallway was really dark during the blackout. Moving to the storage room like that, it's like making a seafood bowl without fish.
Is it really not possible?
What if they used a string like the cord?
Crap! The hallway was really dark during the blackout. Moving to the storage room like that, it's like making a seafood bowl without fish.
Is it really not possible?
What if they used a string like the cord?
Crap!
How am
The hallway was really
wrong?
dark during the blackout. Moving to the storage room like that, it's like making a seafood bowl without fish.
Is it really not possible?
What if they used a string?
Maybe there was another pair of night vision goggles?
What a pain. I'm gonna go with my gut. What if they used a light?
I don't understand. Okay, back to the internet powers. Because I'm not going to figure this out. That doesn't even make sense.
Crap! The hallway was really dark during the blackout. Moving to the storage room, it's like making a seafood bowl.
Is it really not?
What if they used a string like...
Maybe there was another pair of night vision.
What a pain. I'm gonna go with my gut. What if they used a light?
I agree with that. You know, the killer had a light with him.
Oh, I was right? But where could they have found a light?
There was one nearby for sure. See? It's written on the kitchen's equipment list.
You'd use a portable stove for a light?
It's the portable stove.
Portable stove?
The portable stove isn't powered by electricity, and it's also small enough to carry around. So, the killer used the portable stove to move from the hallway to the storage room during the blackout.
I see.
I never considered the portable stove. But there's a hole in your argument.
A hole? What kind of hole? It would be great if you could explain it to me in much more detail.
Oh, I wasn't making a perverted joke or anything. It's really not a perverted joke. I'm serious.
Repeating yourself just makes it even more suspicious.
Now then, Hajime, will you battle against me?
I feel like he's using his perversion as a cover.
No, that's wrong. Will you be able to break through my argument?
Why are you like this? No.
Did you forget?
No, with all this, no, I'm looking up. Fire door.
He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony? I can't back down!
I'm pushing it as hard as I fucking can!
Did you forget what Kazuichi said earlier? He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony? I don't doubt what Kazuichi said. What are you trying to say? The reason Kazuichi couldn't see is because the hallway was dark, right? So if a light was shining in such a dark hallway...
I don't understand!
The reason Kazuichi couldn't see the office was because the hallway was dark. So if a light was shining in such a dark hallway... Crap! The reason Kazuichi couldn't see it was because the hallway. So if a light was shining in such a dark hallway, wouldn't Kazuichi have seen it? After all, he was walking near the hallway, right? Damn it! Did you forget
the rules don't make sense to me!
He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony? I don't doubt what Kazuichi said. What are you trying to say? The reason Kazuichi couldn't see the office was because the hallway was dark, right? So if a light was shining in such a dark hallway, wouldn't Kazuichi have seen it?
Thank you!
Cut through those words! Nagito, did you forget? Or are you just pretending you forgot? Huh? What are you talking about? There should have been a wall that blocked light. I'm talking about the fire door in the hallway. If you close it, it would form a perfect wall in the hallway. Plus, the hallway rounds a corner just beyond the fire door. So even if there was a small gap in the door, as long as they passed the corner, the light still wouldn't peek out. I see. To actually notice the fire door. Just as expected of the ultimate... Oh! You still don't remember your talent, do you? Who cares about that right now?
Nagito, what are you plotting? For someone who insists he's not the killer, you are quite nosy.
You sound so scary. If you're that angry, why don't you take a deep breath? You sure like to piss us off. How about I shut your fucking mouth for you?
Hey! It's okay if you guys fight, but I won't allow a burly brawl that might offend people. More importantly, can you hurry up and decide who's the blackened already? Time runs out when I get bored.
Fine, I get it. You're telling me to pass the torch, right?
Pass the torch?
We're going to ask the real killer, not an imposter like me, to show themselves.
You're obviously the killer, right?
If you think I am, I really don't mind. Whatever conclusion you ultimates arrive at, I will accept it, no matter what it is.
I mean, there's only one person that would have been on that side of the damn fire door. Killer was Chef Boyardee.
Could it be you?
What? What are you talking about?
Terry's the killer? Is that true?
What are you talking about? There's no way!
Of course, that's simply my assumption. So if you have an objection, please speak freely.
Objection or not, why am I being treated like the killer?
By the way, here's something kind of funny. I've been selecting fucking Chef Boyardee for the fucking thumbnails. Because at the end of the day, when I upload a video to YouTube, I don't choose the thumbnail initially. When I upload a video to YouTube, it picks a random thumbnail and gives 2 other suggestions. So a lot of times what I do is once the video is uploaded, I'll look at what thumbnail is selected, and I'll look at the other 2 suggestions. It usually picks based on the change in dynamics of color. Now that being said, that means anytime I upload a video, the YouTube algorithm built into the thing to detect the different changes in, well, dynamics of color of the screen, it picks 3 images that seem to be of a dynamic change. And then I look at those 3 images and decide which of them I would like for the thumbnail. So, for every thumbnail of every video I ever made, I always have a choice of 3 thumbnails that are selected by the YouTube algorithm itself. And I just pick which of the 3 I like best. So far, the YouTube algorithm seems to fucking love Chef Boyardee and keeps fucking picking him for all fucking 3 of them! So once you're dead, man, you don't have to fucking hijack my fucking thumbnail!
Because the portable stove used in the murder...
I really hope that picture of Mekon is my thumbnail, or at least one of my 3 options. Fuck you, Chef Boyardee! Stop hijacking the fucking thumbnail! I never wanted you to be the thumbnail! But no! Keep fucking hijacking it, man!
That's it? That's the only reason you're treating me like a killer? Isn't that a little drastic? You're cruel! Cruel!
Terry. That attitude is so not like you. For the ultimate cook to get so upset.
Call me Chef.
If you fall to aspersions like this, who will be there to support the future of the culinary arts? The future of the culinary arts? That's right. For the future of the culinary arts, you must face this and fight it fair and square.
You're right. Yeah, that's totally right.
So, what's an aspersion anyway? Is it yummy?
Did you know asbestos is yummy too? You should try some later.
I sincerely doubt that.
Nagito, why are you interfering? Let's assume that the killer used a light, and that they used the fire door to mask that light, and that they moved to the storage room and snuck under the floorboards. Then what? It's dark under the floorboards too. So how would they be able to stab Byakuya? You're not gonna say they shined the light on Byakuya, right? The plan would have been ruined if he noticed.
That's right. What do you think about that?
There's no way you can answer, right? You personally haven't investigated what's beneath the floorboards.
If that's the case, then Gundam should know. He actually went under the floorboard.
No. Unfortunately, there was nothing related to the incident under the floorboards. The only thing I found was a strange liquid shining in the darkness, near where Byakuya's blood was dripping.
What? A shining liquid in the dark? That sounds super important!
If there was a shining mark like that, they would have been able to move to it in the dark, right?
And in doing so, it might have been possible for them to use that mark to target the victim.
I have no fucking clue. Internet powers, activate. Scroll. What? Knife? Okay, apparently the knife is the answer.
I can prove it with this! The mark you're talking about is the glowing paint that was applied to the knife, right?
Ah! By using the glowing paint as a target, they were able to judge where to stab even in the...
I see. The killer didn't target an actual person. They just struck the moment the glowing paint moved.
That would be the moment someone grabbed a hold of the knife.
So, the killer used the mark that I prepared for finding the knife as a mark for stabbing. I see. That's why Byakuya got killed when he took the knife.
But if they were able to do that, wouldn't that mean the killer knew about Nagito's plan all along?
Well, Teru!
Seriously, I don't know anything. Really, I don't know anything at all.
You seem kinda.
Then can I ask everyone a question instead?
You again? Just stop already!
Now. We should give everyone a fair opportunity to speak. If Teru is the killer, that would mean he went to the storage room during the blackout. And just what did Ibuki hear during the blackout?
Don't step on my feet!
What the hell?
Ow!
Turn the damn lights on!
You guys? Where are you? Wasn't the blackout just in the kitchen?
She heard Teru's voice in the dining hall?
Doesn't that prove Teru was in the dining hall during the That's right! That's exactly it!
But Teru was in the kitchen the moment the blackout occurred, right? So, why was he in the dining hall?
I thought the blackout was only in the kitchen, so I panicked and ran out of there. Of course, the hallway was dark too, but somehow I managed to move along the wall toward everyone's voices.
Well, it's not that far to move.
That sounds fishy.
If I remember correctly, you can tell when a person is lying by licking their sweat.
Dude.
If you want, you should try licking me.
That's gross.
No way! You look greasy. But I heard Teru's voice in the dining hall! Ibuki swears on her honor!
That's right. Teru was in the dining hall, not the storage room. Which means he's not the killer. No, that's not it. Why do you want to keep falsely accusing me? It's not like I want to blame you. You should be so proud of yourself, Hajime. You're just progressing toward the hope you believe in. Now, Hajime, show me more of your hope. Will that be enough to crush Teru's hope? let me ask you again. Did you go to the storage room during the blackout?
There's no way I went to the storage room. I was somewhere totally different.
I definitely heard Teru's voice.
No? Internet powers, activate. Okay, I was kind of right.
Crap.
Bullet is correct. But I have to target a
Let me ask you
Teru
again.
statement.
Did you go to the store?
There's no way I was somewhere total. I definitely heard. It's handsome, unlike his face. Maybe it was recording or something? Nope, definitely a live voice.
Right, as long as I have her testimony. The fact that I was in the dining hall cannot be disputed. I'll shoot through that contradiction.
Just because we heard Teru's voice in the dining hall doesn't mean he was literally in the dining hall.
Huh? Why?
Remember the floor in the dining hall? It was full of gaps, right? So even if you shouted from under the floor, it should have sounded just like the voices in the dining hall.
But...
I see. So he brazenly shouted from under the floor to make us think he was in the dining hall.
Is that true, Teru?
Hold on a second.
Can you explain this, Teru?
I told you to wait a second, ain't I?
What is that accent, man?
What are y'all even saying anymore? I'm telling you, I was in that there dining hall during the blackout.
What is this accent?
Where are you from again?
I was born in West Asafu and raised in South Aoyama.
Hey, you guys! This guy's a major liar!
That is so fucking sexy and adorable.
If Teru was in the dining hall during the blackout, he should have...
Well, I believe so. There's no way he could have gone back and forth in that dark hallway.
Huh? Was Teru actually there during that time?
I sure was. I was there the whole damn time.
Something like this shouldn't be decided by gut instinct. People's lives are at stake.
Damn right. You guys should have been deciding this on the spot with your hazy memories.
His accent is getting even worse! He's definitely lying!
However, I am not sure. I believe that he was there, and I believe that he was not there.
No! Is there any way we can decide?
Why don't we consult his memories?
Gosh, yeah, don't be saying things like that. Don't make no sense. Can you even prove I wasn't in the dining hall?
Probably can.
Oh, you again!
I can prove it with this. If you're claiming that you were in the dining hall when the power came back, then you should know how Mikan was positioned at the time, right?
What? No! Don't make me remember! It's so embarrassing!
No, this is a very important question. Well, Teru, if you were really in the dining hall at that time, you should know the answer to that.
Huh?
It was a pretty clever way of tripping. There's no way you'd forget about it so easily.
I will never forget about that. No matter how many video games I ever play, creators of Danganronpa, this image is forever burned into my mind. And trust me, creators of this game, I will be thinking about this image a lot.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I showed you something.
I enjoyed the sight immensely.
How about it? You can't answer, Teru?
That's weird. Just slipped from my mind.
There's no way it would slip from your mind, especially not a pervert like you.
Even so, Nagito, say something!
I guess you might have to give up now.
Give up? What do you mean, give up?
Teru. I'm disappointed too, you know. It's lonely watching someone I admire reach the limits of their hope. It kind of feels like a broken dream.
Nagito, what are you doing? Why are you messing with the killer like that?
Hold on a sec. Don't go moving this along on your own like I really am the killer.
Huh? But it's already decided, right?
No, Now, the murder weapon hasn't been cleared up yet, Chef?
It's no use. I can't understand him anymore. It appears he's saying the murder weapon hasn't been cleared up yet.
You understand him?
But it's such a sad defense. This is too cruel.
Oh, you calling me the killer? Then where's the weapon?
Come on, Manumi! Enough with the whimpering and translate!
Are you gonna... Is Monokumo going to turn you into ravioli? Or cannoli?
He said, if you're calling me the killer, then where's the weapon?
Weapon, huh? It's not the knife, right?
Judging from Byakuya's wounds, it was a thin-edged tool that's roughly 5 millimeters in diameter.
Also, if they stabbed from under the floorboards, the weapon would need to be at least 50 centimeters in length.
Why are we using metric?
After all this, who cares about the weapon?
Not good enough! Not good enough at all!
He said, not good enough. Not good enough at all.
Fine, I got it.
Wanna do it?
What a confusing accent!
No. Okay, I know it's the fucking skewer, but there's 2 words to this. Internet powers activate. Iron skewer. Now they're vertical. This is so much easier once I actually understand what the fuck I'm doing. I need a letter R. I'm just gonna wait for said letter R to exist. Where is the letter R? I can take a few hits. No, that's a K. Click an R because... There. What the... Damn it!
I got it! That's it! The weapon must be the iron skewer!
Huh? The iron skewer?
Before the party, as Byakuya was confiscating all the dangerous items, he spoke to Terry.
So that missing iron skewer is the weapon?
At least we got to eat his food once.
An iron skewer would match up with the wounds perfectly.
Hey, Teru, where'd you hide the iron skewer?
Are you... You have rabies, man? I don't even know what that is.
Levine?
Huh? Did he really just say that?
He's just saying random shit to fuck with us. You probably dumped it somewhere on the island, didn't you?
This school trip has a no littering rule. If he had violated it, the island sirens would be ringing non-stop.
Island sirens? Just for littering?
Also, I was on guard duty, and I never once saw Teru leave the old building.
Which means he obviously hid it somewhere in the old building.
It's probably the kitchen again, right?
Teru, just oh.
What? Soul shields? What is this? Binding of Isaac? Do not make me do that one rhythm game. Okay. No. No. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No. I don't understand this shit. It's the same thing, but they changed the rules of it. Oh my god.
Oh! 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 Whoa! What the hell you saying, you double-cutter hick?
He said, oh, what the hell are you even saying, you stupid country hip?
I guess we have no choice.
He said, I'm not hiding anything.
I'm hiding anything! I'm not hiding anything! Shut up! I don't know! That's impossible! Paris Hilton! Nonsense!
I don't understand what I'm doing.
Unforgivable! I don't know! That's impossible!
So A is that Y is not used this time. Okay, so it's A and X this time.
Shut up! I don't know! That's impossible! Paris Hilton! Nonsense!
I think I'm doing okay, but I can't look up from the spinning wheel of bullshit to look at our fucking health bars. I don't even know what direction tempo. Okay.
Unforgivable! Where would the weapon be? This is the end!
It's at least easier than Danganronpa 1 when it comes to that. But the other
The
games
iron
are like
skewer
that.
had been hidden inside the piece of meat on the bone.
What are you saying? There's no way I'd hide anything in a place like that.
That's clearly impossible. I mean, that's inside the food.
Impossible. That's what Byakuya and I thought. That's why we overlooked it. But in fact, the only place you could hide the weapon was inside the food that couldn't be inspected. Out of all the dishes you prepared, the only one that could hide a weapon as long as an iron skewer is the meat on the bone.
What now?
I'm using my right to remain silent.
There's no way that exists here. We need to confirm this now. So if we eat that tasty-looking piece of meat and find the iron skewer inside, bullseye!
You wouldn't have put it back in after stabbing Byakuya.
Alright. Monokuma or
1 minute. Just give me one.
Wait, hold on a second. Time out.
What are you doing? Hurry up and bring...
About that.
Did Monokuma already eat it?
Where did Monokuma?
I'm right here. I'm already eating it.
A bear that eats meat! Wait, now that I think about it, that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
What is this? So yummy!
Damn it! That's my meat!
I mean, you could always spare the Chef Boyardee and just keep him as your personal chef, Monokuma.
I've never eaten anything like it in my entire life. The taste brings me back to my days in the wild.
This is bad. Seriously, this is really bad.
My. There's something inside the meat. Look what came out.
Isn't that... Is that an iron skewer?
Check it out. The handle looks like it's made of bone. Pretty clever.
The sword of destruction, encased in bone and sheathed in meat. It brought catastrophe unto Byakuya.
As expected of Teru Teru. Such a fantastic weapon from the ultimate chef.
You're wrong. I'm not the killer. I'm not the kind of person who would kill someone. I got it. You all set me up. You guys set me up so you could blame this on me.
Jeez, what a disappointment. Such an unseemly defense for an ultimate like you. Can you really call that hope?
Hey, Nobito. I'm sorry, but can you just be quiet? Keep that! You're all nothing but a bunch of poor, loud-mouthed, fast-food-eating hicks.
You don't need to translate anymore. Somehow I can tell what he's trying to say.
I guess we need to settle this. To do that, we need to go over the entire incident.
We're doing the comic thing, aren't we? I'm cool with that. I like the comic. It's cool. I just tend to be a little easily
We need to do
confused. My throb is chesting. Wonder if that was intentional. But yeah, that image of Mekon, I am never going to not think of that. I'm very tempted to activate internet powers again. But no, we're gonna try not to. What? This is weird.
everything that happened in this case. Let's try going over the whole incident, beginning with right after the party started. Byakuya had us gather in the dining hall of the old building near the hotel. He was extra cautious about a murder occurring that night because of a threatening letter he received. Therefore, he decided to throw a party so he could monitor us. Though one person didn't come, the rest of us assembled at the dining hall, and the party was underway. But at that time, the trap set by a certain someone was already in motion. They plugged 3 irons into the outlets in the storage room, which nearly capped the power usage. Additionally, they prepared something else that would activate at 11:30 p.m. The air conditioners in the office and dining hall. They had already set the timers for this. Thanks to the irons maxing out the power usage, the breaker was tripped when the air conditioners kicked on. Since the windows in the old building were covered, the blackout plunged the dining hall into total darkness. But when that happened, Byakuya took out a specific item that he brought in his case. That item was the night vision goggles. Byakuya was so concerned about a murder occurring that he brought a variety of security equipment with him. When he put on his night vision goggles, Byakuya witnessed a certain someone making a suspicious move. He saw Nagito guiding himself with the desk lamp's power cord so he could get under the table. That's right, everything up to that point was all part of Nagito's plan. The murder warning to Byakuya, the source of the blackout, it was all Nagito. While the blackout was happening, someone else, the real killer, began making their move in the kitchen. The killer probably already knew about Nagito's plan, so they knew a blackout was coming. That's why the killer prepared all the items they would need to commit their crime in the dark beforehand. They needed a light source, which was provided by the portable stove in the kitchen. They needed a weapon, too. This had also been hidden in the kitchen beforehand. The long iron skewer used in the churrasco dish. The killer hid that inside that meat with the bone in it. With the weapon and portable stove in hand, the killer stepped out into the hallway. First, they closed the fire door in the hallway so their light source wouldn't peek toward the dining hall. Then, guided by the light, the killer headed toward the storage room and grabbed a specific item. That's right, a tablecloth to block the blood splatter. With this, the killer finished their preparations and snuck under the floorboards through the secret passage. They probably turned off the portable cooking stove at that point, or left it near the entrance of the door. The floor in the dining hall is full of gaps, so there's no way they could have safely held a light source. But thanks to the glowing mark they painted earlier, the killer was able to get beneath the table. Under the table, Byakuya found the knife that had been hidden there. If only he had retreated, he probably wouldn't have gotten killed. He had to retrieve that knife, and at that moment,
that would hurt so
the killer
fucking
lurking
much.
beneath the floorboard stabbed straight up with the iron skewer. The killer had been waiting in the dark for the moment when the glowing paint began to move. After they murdered Byakuya, the killer purposefully shouted from beneath the floorboards to make it seem like they were still in the dining hall. Afterward, they came out from underneath the floorboards and rushed back to the kitchen. And then, after hiding the murder weapon in the kitchen, they rejoined the group as if nothing had happened. There's only one person who would have been able to commit this crime, especially if that person is someone who'd think of an unexpected way to hide a weapon inside food. Isn't that right, Teru?
Yeah, no more fucking hijacking the fucking thumbnail. Chef Boyardee gets his just desserts.
That's what happened. How about it? Did I get anything wrong?
This is a mistake. A mistake, I tell you. I would never kill anyone. Would never.
It seems this is the end.
Damn. Yay! 69!
It looks like your argument has come to a close. Oops! I lost control of my wild side for a second. Was that a side effect of the meat I just ate?
Monokumo, you can spare his life. Keep him alive as your personal chef.
Well, putting that aside, let's move along to the nerve-wracking voting time! Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote! Oh, just a reminder, make triple sure you vote for someone. If you don't vote, I'm gonna eat you up just like that meat from earlier!
Why did this happen?
Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Such heart-pounding excitement!
Like I said, no more hijacking my thumbnail, you bastard. Go make raviolis in hell.
Correct!
Yahoo!
No. You. You've got it wrong. Hey! When that... You caught me? What? Hey! Impossible! Well... What? Amazing! No. See?
I mean, here's the thing. Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But, you know, it depends on it not killing you. And even if that death is slow, I mean, it'd be like someone gets cancer. I mean, that doesn't really make you stronger. You're in a lot of pain still. Like, I'm pretty sure anyone who has any really debilitating ability would rather not have a debilitating ability. Because at the end of the day, if something happens to you, you only get stronger if you can make a full recovery. I mean, yes, you can gain emotional strength in certain ways from it, but at the end of the day, no matter how much emotional strength you gain, if something bad happened to you that you can't recover from, you're going to resent it and feel pain from it, no matter what brave face you put on. So it's just suffering, man.
No way!
See? Don't fuck with me! What? Amazing! Great!
Dude! You need some self-esteem!
What's going on?
What's going on? That's wrong. So...
Well... What? You're right.
That sounds kind of manipulative, man.
However... Nope. Perhaps...
What?
See?
I will guide you all.
Well, if that's the case, Byakuya, that's fucking noble. There may have been a better way to go about doing it that didn't get you killed, but at the end of the day, that is noble and very respectable and honorable of you.
Such despair.
No way.
So we're going to have Chef Boyardee executed, and then we're going to have you just sort of sequestered. We're going to nail 2x4s over your door of your cottage. We're going to leave a gap open, and we're going to throw Big Macs into you. And you can just survive off Big Macs and cans of Pepsi we throw to you. We'll talk to you through the gaps, but we're going to keep you sequestered, under house arrest. Because obviously you're going to keep trying to do shit. But you're obviously not well either, so we can't really hold that against you. So we're just gonna, like, keep you in quarantine.
Someone like me? How unexpected. Well... Isn't that right? Right? Man. Great! Impossible! Shut up! Shut up! Hey!
Like I said, we'll probably have to put him in quarantine. And just, like, throw Big Macs at him.
Huh? What's the matter?
Wait! No.
Hey!
I disagree with you, Monokuma, but in the same regard, the way Teru went about it, yes, it's fucking murder. He should have just talked to Byakuya about it and said, hey, this is what's happening. But like I said, self-defense isn't murder, accident isn't murder. But what Teru did, yes, that is murder. He should have just talked to Byakuya.
Hey!
Impossible!
You could spare him to have him stay alive as your personal chef. You really did like that meat, didn't you, Monokumo? I mean, how about you let us all off the island, and Teru can live here with you forever, and you can just become a really fat bear eating his cooking.
That's... Hey!
Why you?
Wrong!
Like I said, in that situation, it'd be like the thing with Leon, when he went back to kill Saya. Yes, Saya attacked him, but he was able to disarm her, break her wrist, and she fled into a bathroom and locked herself in. At that point, there was no longer a threat to Leon. Leon was no longer in danger. He was completely safe. Instead, he went back to the safety of his own room, pulled some tools out, came back to that room where Saya was in, and fucking broke into the locked room and murdered Saya. Yes, she was the one initially tried to kill him, but, you know, he managed to disarm her in a situation where it was no longer necessary for him to hurt her in any way. Same thing with you. There was no need for you to even try to kill Nagito. All you had to do was tell Byakuya, and Byakuya would have secured Nagito in a way that would have allowed no one to be hurt, including him. The other thing is he's also explained this. When Nagito told you to do whatever it takes for you to escape the island, here's the big thing to keep in mind. The rules of the trial state that if the killer does get to leave, that everyone else has to be executed in their place. Which means you knew, no matter what, there was going to be a trial, and you knew that if you didn't get caught for it, well, everyone else would die.
That is... Why? Answer me.
Who?
Okay, I'm going now. When I come back, I think we should talk again about opening an Aoyama and Azabu location.
Oh my, you're still talking about that?
Oh, I'm serious. The Academy guarantees success for its graduates, right? So, I know it's gonna be difficult by yourself, but wait for me until then, okay?
Yes, you're right. Then I'll just have to do my best to keep the Hanamura Diner from going out of business until then.
Mom, you don't have to work so hard. What if you collapse again while I'm gone?
I'll be fine. Moms are strong. I won't lose to some illness.
I know that already.
Like I said, it's sympathetic. At the same time, it's like I can empathize with you on that, man. I feel for you. And here's the thing. You may have had some other motivations as well, but you didn't have to kill Nagito to stop him. Once you knew his plan, you could have just told Byakuya, everything would have been fixed. That's all you had to do. All you had to do, it didn't require any sort of planning on your part. You literally just had to walk up to Byakuya, say, hey, Nagito hatched this plan. He's going to use it to kill people. And Byakuya would have taken care of it in his peaceful, non-violent manner. He would have fucking quarantined Nagito and fucking just, quarantined him in his fucking cottage. And kept an eye on him. Like, we would allow him out of his cottage sometimes, to go places, but we would watch him at all times. We would never let him do anything out of our sight. And anytime he was out of our sight, he would be at his cottage, locked up. So, he wouldn't be stuck in his cottage all the time, and we would still try to be his friend, and try to maybe get him some help. And you knew that if you killed anyone, whether it was Nagito or Byakuya, there would be a trial. And if you weren't found out, everyone else would be executed. So you took it as an opportunity. Yes, they were extending service. Yes, there were extenuating circumstances. Yes, there were other motivations. Yes, you were being pressured a little bit. And yes, you do have sympathetic reasons that I totally feel for you, man. But what you did was wrong. It was murder. I disagree with Monokuma. Self-defense and accidents are not murder. If you kill someone in self-defense, that is not murder. You are still innocent. If you kill somebody in accident, well, at worst it's negligence, which is still something to be punished, but it's not murder. That being said, like with Leon, yes, Saya tried to kill him, but at the end of the day, when she tried to attack him, he managed to break her hand and come after her with something to the point that she ran away and locked herself in a bathroom. At that point, Leon was no longer in danger. He was able to even leave straight back to his own room, and he could have just locked himself in his room at that point till morning and just talked to everyone then. There was no need for him to actually kill Saya. Instead, he got the toolkit out of his room, went all the way back to the room with Saya in it, and broke into the bathroom that she had locked and hidden herself in. And then, stabbed her in the chest with a knife. All he had to do was nothing in that situation. In the killing game, the best course of action is don't kill each other. Just no one try to kill each other. Like I said, I feel for you, man. I empathize with you. But what you did was wrong, and it was still murder. And you were still willing to throw away not only Nagito and Byakuya, but everyone else's lives. All you had to do was tell Byakuya, and there would have been no need for you to kill anyone. Instead, you used it as an opportunity to escape and throw everyone else under the fucking chainsaw bus.
That's why I need to go home! Hey! Damn it! What's wrong?
That's why I wanted to go home!
When you get to hell, say hi to Garfield for me.
Fine.
So, you wanted the first kill.
I'm sorry. I think I'm the one who went crazy.
No, Nacho's definitely got problems. But, you know, I don't think any of us are emotionally stable being on this fucking island, having to deal with the psycho teddy bear. So, we may all be out of our element. You know, we should have all, talked this over with Capri Suns or some shit. Or some Barks or a beer.
So, yahoo! You can't!
Jeez, get out of my way!
Wasn't she tied up?
Well now.
Wait!
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment!
What, are you gonna skewer and cook him?
Hey! Please!
Let's give it everything we've got!
You can at least tell him first.
Lies! I won't believe this! Mama!
I mean, you should at least tell him first. Let the man have some closure. I mean, if you're going to kill him anyway, at least give him some closure. Hell, even if shit did happen, tell him something nice to make him feel less sad about this. Okay? What the fuck's happening? Bye, Chef Boyardee. But yeah. Tell Garfield I say hi. Okay, how on earth is this? What? Honey? What? It was egg yolks. Are you going to deep fry him? In lava. You shot egg yolks at him, then flour, and then you dropped him in a volcano. I don't think there would be anything left of him. You can't make him into deep fried food. That's... Yeah, I was just suspecting the explosions. And it was like, what, yellow? And egg yolks, flour.
Extreme!
Yeah!
Damn it!
How cruel.
What? No.
What are you saying?
Nice!
I mean, the devil is in the details.
Huh?
What?
So cruel! Then... stupid!
Such despair.
Okay, guys, we need to lock him up in his room. We'll let him out sometimes to get some exercise in the swimming pool, but we need to keep an eye on this guy.
You.
Crap!
Nope.
Don't fuck with me!
What?
Someone like me. Hey,
Great!
Hey!
This is exciting!
Pissed me off.
I mean, technically you can. I don't think there's any... I mean, you just can't kill him. But you can punch him. But I don't think that's gonna cure him of this.
What?
Yeah, I mean... I don't like being lied to, man.
How unfortunate.
Maybe in some core aspects of personality, yes, but in the modus operandi and execution of it, hell no.
Isn't that right? Hey.
Please do that a lot more. I like everything that I'm seeing.
Wait!
Please!
Huh?
Please listen!
Let me at. You
Well?
Yeah, let's just everyone here promise not to kill each other. Also, no one take the suicidal guy up on his offer to be the person that gets killed. Also, we need to get him help. So, all of us are gonna have to try to be his fucking therapist and help him. Speaking of which, it seems that every single person on this island has a major issue! So, let's all just try to work together to get through this, and it'll all be cool. Now I'm gonna go play some Super Nintendo with Chica, drink some tea with Mikan. I am going to go swimming with the girl with the amazing tits, and I'm going to talk about Death Clock and Infected Mushroom with the sexy musician chick.
Perhaps.
I'll probably play chess with the princess.
I am sorry!
He is totally crushing on her.
Yes.
Like...
Not killing each other.
Jeez.
Well? Right? But... on
I'm gonna do it!
Fine.
No, they're not cheap and meaningless. I mean, as long as you mean them, then they're meaningful.
Is someone watching me?
Technically, there are cameras everywhere. Fuck is this? What is happening?
Danganronpa.
For a long time, humans have been taught that if you try hard enough, you can accomplish anything.
Well, we're gonna call that a part. I hope everyone out there had a wonderful, wonderful time. Bye.